The outlook, quite frankly, is not the best. The Fed is in the process of trying to slow the economy down significantly to cure inflation. That will involve probably inducing a recession, and how long it lasts and how high interest rates go are totally a function of how people react to it. The Fed's doing two things. It's raising the Fed funds rate, and it's also draining the economy of some liquidity. And the combination of those two things will cause the private sector probably to contract, especially interest-sensitive sectors like housing, like autos, like anything that involves credit. It's going to be tougher than normal because for the first time ever we have 11 million unfilled jobs and only 6 million unemployed, so to really squeeze labor is going to be difficult. In addition, the consumers have $2.5 trillion in cash more than they normally have. So again, that has to drain out before it really affects people to the extent that the Fed wants it to. So I expect the next year to be trying.
We've got the tools to handle bringing inflation down, but unfortunately in the interim we're talking about weaker economic growth, slower demand, probably somewhat higher unemployment, and frankly lower earnings expectations for companies. None of that's totally positive, but it's stuff we can work through, and we'll end up in a position where we can build a base for future growth. I think what I'd want people to know from this is that really in the past, during periods of times like this, is when opportunities do present themselves. Companies think about how we want to get better, how we can put ourselves in a position to come through these periods of slow economic growth even stronger than before, and we're confident that for the most part companies will be able to do that. I think a key takeaway is that this is just going to take some time. Inflation is higher and has lasted longer than we've expected, and it's going to continue to do so for a while.
The first one is this is going to get ugly. The second one is get liquid and stay liquid if you can. The third is that this will end, and it'll probably end with inflation going back to where it should be. And that's a good thing, because if you keep inflation too high for too long, it gets ingrained in the system and is very difficult to get rid of.